Yeah, okay, man.
Yeah, yes, it's Wayne.
Yeah, okay, man.
Yes, it'll be okay.
Yeah, yes, it's
Yes.
Wayne.
Okay, good morning, dear viewers, and Happy New Year 2026. This is our first broadcast or our first show for the new year, and we'll have the privilege to have Mr. Zinken Junken, who is the first deputy mayor for Menji Municipal Council. Menji is the headquarters of the BLM. So sometime, as you all know, the council itself is not just for the Fontem subdivision, but it is also the mother council for the BLM division, which contain three council, the Menji or the Fontem subdivision, the Alo subdivision, and the Wabani subdivision. So there's a lot of responsibility that is way to the mother council, which is Menji, a municipal council, which also contain metropolitan area, which span not just the Menji around the municipal or around the municipal stadium itself, but span across from Sweet Oxfam or even right up to Lake, all the way to Chenele and even to Moonhead or After Cooperative and Tese. So we're having the privilege to welcome Mr. Zinking and so that Mr. Zinking, Happy New Year, my brother.
Same to you, Dr. Ernest.
Yes. So I know a lot of people, some people may know you for clarification purpose. I would just want you to briefly tell us who uh, Mr. Zinke Junken is, um, yeah, how you become to this position.
Okay, I am Zinken Fidelis Njukeng, a son from Lebanon, a jurist, a project manager that has done some consultancy work with World Bank internal projects here in Cameroon, particularly the Southwest region. And I am the first deputy mayor of Menji Council. Actually, I've been a councillor from 2013 to February 2020 when I was elected to the executive as first deputy mayor, Menji Council. So
Yes, see,
from 2020 February till now, I'm still
yes,
there.
so it's a good thing that before you even become the deputy mayor, you were first of all a council, meaning that you have kind of working knowledge of the council operation, which is something that I think, yes, it's even much better than somebody just coming in new and not really who may not have known the very background of the council and just come in as a mayor. But that notwithstanding, so can you briefly describe the function as a deputy mayor? What do you do exactly?
Actually, my functions, I am in charge of economic and regional development and sustainable development. That's economic activities, regional and sustainable development of the council. Um, but being in charge of that, the law is clear. Decree number 2008-0752/PM of 24th April 2008 to specify certain modalities for the organization and functioning of the deliberative and executive organs of the local councils. By this law, because they have given you that assignment, it is authorized by the mayor 3 months after elections. You don't just assume it as an
Mhm.
individual or as deputy mayor. It is the mayor that gives you that power. 3 months, he has a maximum of 3 months to give you that power after elections of the executive. And even when you have that power, every little assignment that you execute, you must stably report to him for appraisal. And if it is not approved, then you keep your work on your table for yourself. That
So
is how that particular that is
you
how
are
that
saying
particular assignment.
that
Mhm.
your duty, you do report to him directly. Everything that you do, you reported directly to him.
Yes, of course. Every little thing.
So, okay, in this
You
regard,
don't
will you
have
mind? Yeah.
the least the least I can do without directly consulting him is signing birth certificates,
Mhm.
signing death certificates, signing marriages. That's the least I can do. But for anything that I'll have to use office space like marriages, I must report to him that in your office there will be celebration this day.
Mhm. So, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, in this regard, maybe can you briefly just maybe tell our audience? I know the council have a kind of executive. They always refer to the council executive. You have the mayor, you have the first deputy, the second deputy. Would you mind sharing who is actually who assists you? Who is your assistant, or after your position, who is the next person? Is it the
um,
second
um
deputy?
yes, by the level of our council, you have two deputies because we have 31 councillors.
Mm-hmm.
When you have 35 councillors, you have three or four deputies, depending
Okay,
on the size of
the
the
council.
population of that area.
Mm-hmm.
So by our own, we have the second deputy. It is not as if he's my direct assistant because he also has our own specifications of activities. Like the second deputy is in charge of education, youth, animation, and social action. Just like me, all her proposals goes to the mayor for approval before implementation. You may send your proposal and
Mm-hmm.
the mayor will use his discretion. Either you manage or you follow up the activity or he assigns somebody, even members of the council board like councillors or even council staff. That okay, follow this, execute. This man will just be there to oversee what is being done. And apart from the deputy mayor, the second deputy
And will you
mayor,
mind who
we
is
also
that
have
person? Will you mind sharing with us? Who is that?
it is Madam Anastasia Tabon Anastasia Epus Fontaine.
Okay. Oh,
And
okay,
yeah,
she's the one that is in charge of that educational, social kind of activities.
yes, education, youth animation, and social action.
Okay. So now, if I may just ask, yeah, it appears like we were saying that she's not your direct assistant or something like that. Then how is the working relationship between all of you, especially now that with the crisis that nobody was actually stationed in Menji? How is the working relationship? I mean, I believe people were working
Yeah,
mostly
but
remotely.
before I say that, I would like you to understand that the mayor is the chief executive officer of the council. He
Mhm.
oversees everything, as stated in section 197 sub 2 of the General Code of Regional and Local Authorities. And he can some of his delegate some of his activities to the first deputy mayor or the second or the councillors. And that is also stated in section 207 of the same code. He can dedicate, and even to the secretary general of the council, and even to some council staff. It depends on the particular kind of activity and
But
the
if he's delegating some of these activities that were under your defined scope of practice or thing that you were supposed to do, doesn't that create some conflict or some friction between?
no, the mayor is a professor. He's intelligent. He knows who is actually fit for any position.
Mhm.
Because at the beginning, what we did as an executive, we asked for the CV for all the councillors to know who is capable to do what at what time.
Mhm. Oh, so
So
that a lot of people, different
aside,
people
yes,
competency.
keep aside the competence, yes, yes, so that we know who can do what at every time.
Okay, see, yes, on the last meeting, they were reporting that the revenue for the council is just maybe about 2 to 3%. So now the question now will be, who actually designed, okay, maybe my first question could have been, how do you even generate revenue? But before I come to that, I want to ask you this. Now, the project, who actually designed the project that the council used to lobby for maybe grant from the government or loan from external sources?
Okay. But I still owe you I still owe you an answer to the previous question, that what is my collaboration with.
Yes, okay, yes.
Okay. Um Collaboration, let me start with the council staff. Actually, the council staff, yes, we collaborate to a certain extent, but it also depends on the strength of their background, because there are certain things that you present to them, but there are some that will not understand and will not want to take you as serious as. They will look at it as very minute, and maybe one or two times you get annoyed, which is but normal. And when it comes to the counselors, which they are like the board of directors, we have a good working relationship with maybe about 70% of them. You have some who think that we are not supposed to be there. They are the ones who are supposed to be leading. It's normal. It's politics. If you have everybody on your side, then there is a problem. So we also take that as a compliment. And within the executive, yes, we have differences because we are humans. Even though people will misinterpret the administrative working relationship, but I will say with the second deputy, there is no problem. With the mayor, you should know it's very challenging for him to work with somebody who they both fought to be the boss. And if he can walk up to this level, we'll congratulate him. Like I will tell you that with us Leban people together,
Mhm.
can we even walk? What
No,
more of me walking? What more of me walking with my rival? And we are doing our best.
no, okay, see, no,
Even
wait,
if
before,
we
yes,
have
I think
challenges,
now,
we are doing our
I think
best.
let's figure this out. Prior to
Yeah.
2018, you were a counselor. I don't know if you were actually a staff at the council, but you used to see how staff
No,
would get up in
cancel.
you were just a counselor, but at least you used to see how staff would go to Menji or to go to the council, regular meetings, do stuff. That means people are in the same office. You see, you come in, oh, good morning. Oh, I'm leaving today. Okay, see you tomorrow. Now it was no longer the same, almost throughout your tenure. Now I'm saying that how are you able to really, because I'm just wondering the cordial relationship that you see somebody physically every on daily basis, and when you don't even see the person again. I think even the deal said there were some council that he's seen it for his first time. I mean during the last session.
Um, Normally, working in dispersed ranks like that is very challenging,
Mhm.
very, very challenging, and very expensive because you spend most of your time on phone calls. And there are times that you even call a staff you don't get because they are out of network. You have to look for every means possible to get to that staff, to get the information you need for the interest of the subdivision.
Mhm.
And sometimes you have maybe about two, three secretaries in the council, but you are acting like a secretary yourself. You do almost everything yourself. It's not in the same scenario as in a normal working office. You sit there and you call, please help me run this, help me type this.
Yeah.
You do all those things by yourself. And some of the bills you foot them. But in the office, maybe you have a printer, you have a photocopier, which is sponsored by that office. So it's so challenging
Yes, I
and
think that will,
so
yes, I think,
frustrating.
yeah, I think that's where at some point, please, we will need to revisit this so that we'll also talk a little bit about your own budgeting. How much is your budgeting? How are you able to run this? But I wanted us to clear, I wanted us to finish this other part. Uh, the issue of
Okay.
this disparity where people are like now, I think the mayor said by tomorrow Monday, all the staff should report to Menji, encouraging the DO2 is saying the same thing. Uh, I think it would be the ultimate goal to see councillor resident in their constituency, so that even when the next election is coming on, so that when people are campaigning, they should be able to represent their constituency. If a project is not going on well, say in one of the area, in Bawol, Kong, or wherever in India, the councillor there who is resident at home should be able to report to you and say, hey, there's this project here. So now I'm asking that also you are also the interim subsection president, which you are now on top of. You have a lot of responsibility.
Section
Is that
interim
something,
section president.
interim section president, is that something that you want to reinforce during coming election, that you want to make sure that the council should be a true representative of their constituency?
Of course, we our greatest wish is to see everybody stay in Menji municipalities safe
Mhm.
and sound. That is the first challenge. And I'll use this opportunity to beckon on our people back home because it is so frustrating when you enter, you are taking a walk to, for example, there was a day we were taking a walk to Maryhead of Africa Hospital, and we took that walk and came back. All of a sudden, you find the separatist fighters calling. We have seen you. You have just passed here. We did not want to shoot you because we we have pardoned you for today. But the next time you make any movement without telling us, we'll shoot you down. When you get that kind of call, do you think that the separatists are everywhere? Certainly not. It is coming from the people around. So our people need to change their mentality. They don't need to see somebody passing and then they take their phone and call the separatists in the forest and say, this man has just passed here. And then he takes his phone and call as if he's right there. So they themselves scare all politicians not to even come. I went to Three Corners on the 4th of February 2023 and I was shot at with the mayor until we slept on the floor. Three Corners in front of old timers.
Mhm.
It's just about 60 meters from the roundabout. How is that possible? And we were there just for 10 minutes. And upon arriving that point, we saw so many people leaving the market. Means that they knew what was going to happen. So it is very challenging to say, you go and stay in Menji. We cannot order any person because everybody's security lies in its own hands. The military are doing their best, but they cannot be in every home. So there are even people down in Menji that in Fontaine that we invite that come for meetings, just meetings. Come and take this message to your people. They don't come. How will you call such people to come and then be part of the council to build when even small meetings they refuse to attend? It's
And do they give
challenging.
reason?
Just like the
So
past
what?
council session, no reason. Just like the past council session, about 5 chiefs were invited. None turn up. None.
But now, I think the communicate, do they give out appropriate time, like communicate the president generals of different cultural organizations, like
Of course.
who do
Of
this
course.
appropriate time, or even give out like
We have
information to the
always
public?
We have always given that. And that is why in the last session, which media house took videos, you will discover that there were some people there from the public, from the population, from the quarters. How did they get the information?
No, I'm just suggesting that maybe next time they can give a circular, or not necessarily us, but I say, okay, pass information maybe a week ahead of time. Maybe, I don't know if security reason or for whatever reason, just try to let the people know that, okay, especially like people that, uh, like folks should come and listen to what, maybe
Actually,
because of transparency.
all council sessions, all council sessions are public unless they are extraordinary matters by law. All council sessions are public unless they are extraordinary matters. So you need just to get it that there will be a council session on the day. You don't need an invitation. You just have to come because what they are talking concerns you, the people. They are not going to talk for themselves.
Mhm.
And it is in a very rare situation that you even see they give somebody the floor from the public to talk. But this time we did. We gave them the opportunity to say one or two words. And some people raised their concerns, which we clarified them there and then. And it was at least something which we admired so much that it has helped us to pass a message.
Yeah, I know. I think at least to a certain level, the council is trying to be a little bit transparent by even inviting the media to really maybe show some of what is some of the discussion. So, see, yes, this was the other question that I wanted us to discuss a little bit about the 2 to something% revenue from the council. Now, my question that I really want to ask is not just so much that you are generating this little revenue, but
Mhm.
all these major projects that you adopt or that you propose then is adopted, who is coming up with this giant project? I know after that, after this, next time we'll be talking about the execution, but let me just get your view. Who come on with all this project? Who is coming on? Is it proposed by community, by councilor? How are this project coming up?
Um, yes, the project ideas they come from the various communities
Mhm.
through the councillors, and you have some through the chiefs, you have some through the elites, you have some through the technical ministries, and you have some through the administration. You have uh, some from the council executive. You have some from the triennial council plan and some from the council development plan.
But
But our
but is it
council
also fair to say?
development plan,
Mhm.
we are
Because no,
struggling
because
to
okay, sorry, go
update
ahead.
it.
Mhm.
Uh, our council development plan, we are struggling to update it. So we work more with the triennial plan and with all the other project ideas that we get from all this group
But,
of
but
persons.
is it not fair? Is it not fair to also say that you are the kind of architect that you are good in this? I think it's even part of your fee that most of the projects are written or designed or proposed by you. Is that not a fair statement?
No, it will not be fair because we should be talking about Fontem subdivision. And in Fontem subdivision, I will tell you honestly, you have Chris Fortable, who is doing a lot, designing so many projects. And you also have the mayor, who is doing to a lot. You have myself. You have some councillors. You have the councillor for Mbro area
Mhm.
that did so much work to ensure that we rehabilitate the roads and backfill the bridge that is there. You have some councillors that are doing their best, but in my own little corner, I do my own that I'm capable of, and I can always talk about it with proof.
No, I just know that yes, it's always good to acknowledge other people like you are saying. I know you maybe you just want to play, but I think yeah, you can laugh at me. But this is it. Because you went to Brazil, I think there was some project or that you went there maybe in collaboration with some other counselor and did some project and get some very good reward in terms of maybe acquiring what your mission was. Will you mind sharing with us? And if sharing with us, but what exactly do you do in that return with that trip that you went to Brazil? I just want to have your view.
Okay, let me just
Yes,
try
yeah,
to
you
pick
might
out
yeah,
some.
get the fine, yeah, so that get the facts straight.
Um, um, yes, we went to we went to Brazil. Um, that was 2023 May, and we went there with three projects. It was not a leisure trip, and it's an escape route for our Bangwa people. We
Mm.
could have all left through the road, but we did not. Um, Actually, we worked with a company by name Taste Trading. Taste Trading, when we presented our project, we discussed, they saw the vision, and they were ready to finance it up to the tune of 1,462,800, and that will only be just for the equipment, and we will do the construction. And these machines that they were supposed to implement, it was to open a cassava processing industry, and where we're supposed to make cassava flour. Most of the bread around today is being made from flour and so on,
Yeah.
cassava flour. We're supposed to make cassava flour. We make spaghetti, macaroni.
Oh, sorry, I think he has some network hitches. Uh, your network is froze. Yes, dear viewer, that was the first deputy mayor for Menji Municipal Council, Mr. Zinken Fidelis Junken, uh, trying to give his role as the first deputy mayor that he played within the council. We hope that he will be able to join me back here. Uh, there are still so many questions that are lingering that I would really want to get into. Unfortunately, the network is disconnected. I'm just hoping that we'll be able to have him back as we have been discussing issues that are pertinent to Menji Municipal Council, especially in Fontaine subdivision. And he was explaining that the trip that they went to Brazil, I think that was one of his signature trip. So after that, I really want from there, who have really loved to get into some of the detail, the project that he got, how were they executed, how do they benefit uh, the local population. Of course, prior to that, we've been discussing how are they effectively able to work outside Menji. He's been talking about the insecurity that everybody security lies in their hand. Talking about the threat that they always receive when they're at home. But even though the senior division officer is saying he's here in Menji, they ought to be in Menji as well. So those are things that we'll discuss that I would really love to also touch based on most of the projects that have been abandoned in Fontaine subdivision, especially those from the Bank Fundum, where he's been kind of allegedly that he's in control of this project, even though from his opening statement, the first deputy has said he reports to the mayor. He does not have control of any of the project. As to the public opinion that he's in charge of whatever project goes on in Menji. But that notwithstanding, I would also love to ask him about the award that they received for Menji being the cleanest town. I think he's joining us back here in the studio. We'll wait until when he's logged in so that we really want to discuss. This is 2026, and we want to make Menji a better place for everyone. Even when you're in the diaspora, at times you always go home. You have family. People go home for their celebration, they go home for cultural event. And the Menji would need all this amenity with voting a budget of 1.7 million. That was last Tuesday. And having an award of 3 million means you being the cleanest. So what would they be doing with that money? What is in the pipeline? Even though the mayor responded to us that he's focusing now on education, cultural infrastructure, and other amenities. I hope. Hey, Mr. Zinken, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Maybe your camera is not on. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, I heard you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're back.
Sorry for
Yeah,
the
it's
shutdown.
technology, it's internet. Yeah, I'm glad that. Oh, maybe it's still okay.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I can.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, yeah. I think sometimes keep freaking it around. Yes, are you good now? Yes, yeah. Before the internet disrupt, you were explaining to us the successful project or mission to Brazil, and you were at the level explained that the product was awarded a cassava machine, which is kind of food agriculture technology, transforming
I was going to
cassava.
show you
Yes.
a picture of it.
Uh-huh.
I was
Yeah,
trying to show
I
you
can
a
see. Yeah,
picture
no, I
of
see
it.
it. Uh-huh.
See, that is the entire plan. And that's the first plan, and that's the second plan. So
Mm-hmm.
it
I
is,
wish we were the other screen, the other platform it was easy to upload it on the screen fully. This one we cannot do it here. So yes,
yeah.
see, at the level of the execution, at the level of whatever you were able to gather from there, were you able to even execute any project in your own municipality?
No, what they were supposed to finance it,
Mm-hmm.
and we were supposed to pay them back. It was a loan they were ready to give us for 5 years, of which they had to come and then do training for
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks on how to use the machines and so on before leaving. But now we had a problem of paying back the loan because Brazil is a member of the BRIC
Mm-hmm.
nations,
Yeah.
and Cameroon is not part of the BRIC nations. So it's challenging to pay back because they
Mm-hmm.
gave us a condition we're supposed to pay through a Standard Chartered Bank of South Africa before it gets. Only to do that bank to bank transfer, it
The
costs
charging.
a lot,
Yeah.
and it was also challenging for us. So we decided that we'll go first with the smaller scales in the various communities so that we understand the project. So if you see in our annual investment plan this year, you will see that we have a small mini cassava processing plant
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in Jensen Sota,
Okay.
so that we start the project from a
Very light
smaller scale
scale. Uh-huh.
before we excel.
So if this project were to materialize, if you were to have this funding, how many of these stations do you think you wanted to, like maybe plan in the?
No, we'll have done just one giant project, and we'll have made use too of our heavy duty dump trucks
Mhm.
to do transportation across the subdivision from wherever cassava is planted. So it's something that will have worked. It will have operated like a corporation, like a cooperative,
Yeah.
like how the cooperative used to operate in those days. You bring your
Um,
cassava,
uh,
you have your
uh,
uh,
your payment,
money, your
then the
payment.
corporation, then the staff, they take care of the rest of the stuff.
Yes, yes, the process.
Yeah. See, now I know we'll talk about insecurity. I don't want to be going front and back, but it is also very primordial that people need to maybe figure out a way to stay home and do stuff. But at some time, people have maybe uh say you have connection too with security, because at one point somebody said he was yeah, he ought to go have security clearance. Mean you communicate with whatever they call separatists or whoever or the amber. So, but don't you think that it is also important that, I mean, let's face it, whoever they are, like you said earlier, they are people of the community. We know them. People are reporting. But have you not taken the time to say, okay, what can I really do to tackle this problem? Or maybe look at it and say, look, we are here not as enemy. We are here for the development of the place. And this is exactly what we are doing.
I've done that. I've done that many occasions. I do that all the time until last year May
Mhm.
that I start getting funny stories. No, not last year May, 2024 May. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
still thinking
I mean,
we are in
yeah, it's
2025.
25. 25.
2024 May start getting funny stories, but all those stories it's about politics. It's a divide, weaken, and conquer strategy in politics because there are so many young people that have removed from the bush. And just by discussing, I talk with them, they share their challenges, and I tell them, okay, you can go, you free. You can do this. If you do this, you will go free. And they do it and they go. You have some of them at the GDR center. You have people that said they will not go there, and their families went to the deal and take an undertaking that uh, whenever they want to see this man, they call you. You bring the person. Some took the undertaking in Chang, some took it in Boya, and some took even in Menji. So it's something that we have been fighting. And if today there is relative calm, understand that some people did their assignment. And we have been discussing with those who are still left there. That's why I said until May
24.
2024 that I start getting them saying, oh, you see, Zinkeng is a bad man. Zinkeng did this. He's just deceiving you people not to come out. But all that is, I don't blame them, but I blame the politicians that go behind and tell them those funny stories.
So, yeah, okay. Now, yeah, the project, all the project has always been linked to security. But see, I really wanted to find out from you, in honesty, like some of the projects that have not been fully executed. even like around Menji, where there is a lot of secure, where we think that there's security, or where we think that it's kind of a little bit safer to do certain work. Then you see that the council, sometimes too, they are not responsible, and people are always pointing to you based on the definition that we had from the beginning. Look at the Menji Sport Complex. That we don't know the detail of the contract, but from the look of things, that is not how a sport complex is supposed to look like. At least the wire should not be hanging outside. And it should be concreted. It should, I mean, it should get to a point where people can bounce a ball and play some handball or play some volleyball. What is really happening?
Actually, when you say people are saying that all the projects attached to to
You,
me,
yeah.
it is not true. It is not true.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this because there is uh, a well organized structure
Mm-hmm.
created by the Minister of Public Contracts. When projects come, just like you people have seen in our annual investment plan, the projects are there. All projects above 5 million francs are sent to the Council Tenders Board. That Tenders Board is not created by the mayor, it's not created by the executive of the council. It's created by the Minister of Public Contracts. And in that Tenders Board, you have a representative from the Ministry of Public Contracts. You have a chairperson appointed by that minister, and it can be anybody that has mastery of public contracts. So there's a chairperson, there's a representative of public contracts, there is a representative of decentralization, Ministry of Decentralization, there is a representative of the Ministry of Finance, there is a representative or the person in charge of ARMP, that's the Regulatory Board for Contracts. And then now you have two other persons. One, the mayor's representative. You may not call it a mayor, you can say the project owner's representative. Or then you have the secretary. Those are the two persons appointed by the mayor. But the mayor has his right to choose whoever is appointing. And appointing you there, you are not going there to decide that, oh, give this project to this man. No. You are going there to defend just the position of the council and not to which contractor has to benefit from that contract.
But
So,
when the contract is finally okay after through that process, when the
yes,
contract is finally
that is a
awarded,
first process. When it
yes.
comes to that board, the
Mm-hmm.
board studies it and sent to a second board, which is called a subcommittee. And that board only studies the administrative and financial file. The administrative file, that is the company documents and all the list of other insurance and
Mm-hmm.
small
Taxes,
documents that
yeah.
are certified and so on. The financial file, what the board examines there is whether the contracting company
Mm-hmm.
has not bidded more than the amount of the contract, like a contract for 50 million. You have some people that can bid that come and bid for 51 million.
Mm-hmm.
That will make sure will tell you that no, you are not bidding for this very contract. You are bidding for maybe something else. So go back and redo your work. Maybe you have 48 hours, and that's what the law says. Then now the technical file is sent to the sub committee to go through it, and then they give. That subcommittee is made up of three persons. One representative from the council, which is always a council technician, and two from at the discretion of the president of the tenders board. He
Yes.
has he
Yeah, at the yes,
he
at the
invites his
end of
own
yes, at
technicians
the
and they
end
come, they analyze and give to him.
yes, at the end of the process, the project is awarded to a particular contractor.
Yes, with
It is.
recommendation now from that board to the mayor that, okay, this is a contractor that has won the contract. The mayor now will award
Mhm.
following the decision of the board.
Then
The
at that
mayor
time,
awards to the contractor.
your work
From
starts.
that time,
Mhm.
no, I don't have any job with it.
No, I
Zero.
mean that when they do the work, I mean that making reporting to them
Now,
that this work has gone
on
up
the
to this level.
field,
Yeah.
when the contractor goes and installs, I don't have any business there. The people that have the business, you have the control engineer, that is the technical ministry. If it is a construction of a bridge,
Mhm.
construction of classrooms and so on, it will be the delegate for public works. That's a control engineer for that project. You have now the council engineer, who is a council development officer.
Mhm.
He too goes there and supervise. It is not a deputy mayor in charge of contracts. No, I'm not in charge of contracts. I
No,
make
no, no,
proposals.
but if you're in charge of, say, economic development, this is a project that would
Mhm.
boost to economy or whatever it is.
Yes,
If a
there
contract is
is.
going on, but see, no, what I'm saying, if you see that this is a contract that was here, that bridge or whatever crown that they were supposed to contract, that they were supposed to
Yes,
construct, and they're not doing it well, can you not write a report? I said, no, this thing is
yes.
not right.
I do my report administratively and I send it to the mayor for action.
How many
There
reports
was
have you,
one that
wait, how many reports have you written so far?
there are so many. There's even one that I was hoping that the famous whistleblowing forum should have even taken over it, but it seems as if the light in that forum is shining in different directions.
No, which one? Which one? No, no, you wouldn't mention because I mentioned no. I mentioned
I
there
can
is
share it. I can share
no. There's
it.
a hospital at is it Azi District Hospital or Azi Integrated Health Center or Azi Health Center? There is this Menji
Yes.
Sport Complex that I keep. It is there every day. We pass there. They are playing football there. We are having meeting there. I mean, it is at the center where everybody can see. You know,
That
these are
is
some of
not
the things.
all.
I think this is. See, I think these are some of the things that. No, let's be frank here. I think these
Hmm.
are some of the things that trigger some people. They say, oh, these people that are just politicians, they want to come and lie, and then they make a phone call and call the separatists that you were mentioning. I'm not saying that is their thought process, but I'm saying, but this may be some of the trigger factor that could be happening. But see, okay, wait, let's talk about this. I think this one will be within your control. A small budget of say maybe about 500,000 to 1 million, or something like the council does a small stuff within the city, not even the entire municipality, within the major metro area. The bridge at Befua that crosses to Kali School. Up to now, that bridge has not been constructed. What is going
Yes.
on there? Tell me what you
Hmm.
know. Tell the audience what is happening there. I
Yes.
mean, when one of the staff, I don't think it was where he fell and died. Has there been any
Hmm.
investigation
Of course.
from the council?
Actually, the
Yeah.
mayor disbursed budget to the technical department of the council,
Mm-hmm.
and they were supposed to follow up not only that bridge, the
Yeah.
bridge anvil, and that bridge was the second. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 500 or 600,000.
Yeah.
That was disbursed. 500 or 600, one of those amounts. And the bridge anvil was maintained.
Yeah.
And the bridge in Befwa wasn't. So, personally, I sent a complaint to the mayor, and I told him that, look, that bridge, it is not the best. I don't know this stick that they are telling us that they went to look for, they bought a tree and so on and so forth. It's not helping. That we cannot stay for all this while, rainy season, dry season, that we can get sticks from China and do this thing. Not working. So he issued them a query. Administratively, that is what he could do. So he issued them a query and they responded. and they are using that query to act on it. They're using
So
their
how long?
response to
So how
act on
long?
it.
I mean, this is dry season now. The road now are good. You just from Menji.
No, right
Uh-huh.
now there is a project for construction of that bridge.
Okay.
Yes, there's a project for construction,
And we
total
hope they will do
construction of
it.
the bridge. Yes, it will be done. The contract has been awarded already.
No, but I mean that you are guaranteeing that they will do it. I think it's a contract
They
that
will do it.
you because tomorrow don't come and say no, it's not within my reach.
No, they will do it.
Okay.
They are
We'll take
following
I
up.
take your word for that. Talking about contract, there's some of this project open up road. Let's talk about the equipment pool. Uh, I think that was last 2 months or last month.
Yeah.
People display a picture. I don't know why it was in the Western Province with this 20-ton truck. I don't
Mhm.
know where people took that photo. But prior to that, there have been this discussion that the grader, the bulldozer, the equipment pool, people are renting it in Tico to a contractor or in Limbe or wherever, maybe Bangam, we don't even know where they are. The pickup truck, the white truck, nobody know where, I mean, it's the people came in, everything disappeared. So what do you know
Before we
about it?
let me start with the pickup.
Yes,
That pickup truck was bought in 2003, 2004 by Mayor Kimambi. They managed it during the term of Mayor
for that,
Colonel Chief Obele,
yes,
and they managed it again during the time of Mayor Fondong. They even made an attempt to burn the hillocks in 2017, no, or 2018 February, something like that. And the mayor at that time sent it to Chang, and he was there.
during that period, you were the
Even
councillor.
when
You were just the councillor during that time, the time
I
of
was just a
Fondor.
councillor,
Yes,
yes. And when we took office on the 26th of February 2020, we received just two pieces of papers, no car document, nothing, nothing. And it was the Secretary General presenting to us, telling us the mayor or the former mayor was sick and he cannot be there. And you can't be taking your office in the streets of Chang on two pieces of papers with just explanatory notes. Oh, you see, the offices in Menji was vandalized. You see, if you there are other equipment, you consult this man. That's virtually nothing. The office was in pieces. So we created an inspection team or investigation team, and they had to move around and discover the vehicle parked somewhere in Chang. And they normally this trucks, this vehicle was handed to a contractor. This vehicle was handed to a contractor,
for repairs.
and for repairs, and the contractor left it there at Chang, somewhere in the middle of the road. We went there, paid some money to the guys who declared that they were the ones doing, they were the ones who were securing the vehicle before we could recover the vehicle without a key, without car documents. And it took us time for us to have just one document of the car. And so we kept the car in a secured place and developed our own strategy of how we make sure we encourage things in our own area, like maintenance of roads, like generating income, and so on and so forth. That is how we brought the idea of the dump trucks. When we conceived the idea of the dump trucks, we went for presentation of our projects. That was in June 2020 in Boya. And all that, the other 30 councils in the Southwest, they said these young people that have come, they want to show what? That their project will not go through. But they did not know that we did our background studies to make sure we dot the I's, cut the T's for that project to be realized. And I will tell you, Menji was the first to come up with that idea. And Bangem bought the project from us. And the mayor directed him, go and see the first deputy mayor. He's the architect of that. They
Exactly what I
came,
was
met
saying
me, they
previously.
paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
They paid for it. No, the mayor is, when he says he's Zinken, he's Zinken. When he says he's this councillor is this councillor. When he says it's this person, you don't have to doubt it. So I'm only borrow from what he has said.
Okay.
So, and he said, they met me and I did it. And it worked. Those were the first four councils in the Southwest to acquire a 20-ton dump truck. And the following year, they were only following the same things we were doing because they saw how beneficial the dump truck was to their community. And the following year, we went for a a front end loader. And following year, the year after, we went for a grader. And last year, we had this 40-ton dump truck, the first in Cameroon. No council has that. And that is through very powerful negotiations
Mhm.
from the executive to achieve that. And we always thank the contractor that supplied that truck because it's high risk when you have a budget of 100 million and you're executing a contract of 130. It's risky. But we went through it and everyone is surprised how we did it, but we did it.
So now,
And now,
mm-hmm.
you spoke about the front end loader, the dump trucks being used in Oya,
Yes,
Chico,
elsewhere.
wherever. Of course, we as a council, we have to generate income. If we don't generate income, how do we succeed? We took an office when there was virtually nothing. The first administrative account that we had in March, 1 month after office, or was in April, yes, about 1 month, 2 weeks after office. You put all the internal revenue together, you discover that you have 300,000 francs for a council. That is not even my personal income for 1 month. How can you operate with 300,000 francs? Even individuals with 300,000 cannot survive. Then how can a council for 1 full year survive with 300,000 francs? So it's challenging. All the markets were closed. You all know Menji was a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
All the markets were closed. All our sources of income, we used to collect taxes from cocoa and other products, everything zero. We used to collect rent from the market stores, zero. We used to collect tickets from goods that they sell. We used to collect rent from council structures. Everything was zero, zero. So at that juncture, how do you operate? You need to, you need to, there are some needs, special needs that you need to handle before, before anything else. For example, you need to ensure that you repair the water lines. You need to ensure that um, you organize your council session. You need to ensure that you pay your council staff. You need to ensure that you do little things and even force majeure. For example, during the period of the COVID, council had to buy face masks and all those products that we distributed to the entire subdivision and even distributed to our people out of the subdivision in Limbe, Boya, Sancho, and so on. We did that. And that money is coming from where? You can only generate that money to be spent like that. You cannot just get money from the state to spend on some of these things. So you must generate income to function.
Yes.
For
So
example, we also supported the cultural organizations. Like we gave um, an Menji saw Kolokudo. He gave it, and we gave to the other condoms 3 inches saw. All those things. It's not the budget from the state; it's the money that we generate.
yeah, I think there's something that I think. Do you think, do you think there's lack of communication to the public from what the council is doing?
Yes, we have a very big problem, a problem of communication, and we also thank your media house for trying to do your best to communicate, even though some of the information you don't get it directly from us. But we are also grateful because at least we use the media house to pass some of our messages. But before now, we had this Lebi Alem community radio that
Mhm.
we used to use to pass our information. Because with development, if you don't have a communication channel, it is very difficult to achieve anything.
That's true. Are you saying that okay now let's talk about the other 2% which was very weak even by the duo by his own ascension, which everybody know that out of 100%, if the council is
Out
already
of
able to
100%, look, the
the
budget
council
was
no what I'm saying is
1.7.
out of
The budget
100.
the budget was the budget was 1.7 billion.
No, yes, 1.7
2%
million.
of 1.7 billion. How
No,
much is
no,
it?
that means 2% of that amount.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
How
just
much
going by
is
the
that?
no, I'm going by the percentage, right? No, let's go by the percentage out of
No,
100%
by the
total.
percentage, is small, but if you go by the amount, it's about 50 million. I
Yes,
would like to
but
make. Let me make a
no, no,
point.
wait,
Let me make a
you
point.
know where I was coming from. Wait, let me land my question now. Like, are you saying that okay, that means this is all this money that is generated because you have just explained nothing is working for Menji, no stand whatsoever. So are you saying that the 2% that you will have is from this equipment pool, or what? Where is the money
Of course,
that the equipment pool
of
is
course.
working? Where is it?
If you look our annual investment plan, you will see council internal projects, and you see chunk of money there. Put that money together. That's where we generate our income that we have generated that we are going to use for those projects.
Okay. Okay, then because I wanted to really get it clear. Yeah, but see, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's still weak. It's no matter the amount. If you increase your budget, you project it to 5 million. You are generating 2% of 5 million. It could go up to 100 million. It will still be small compared to 5 billion or whatever amount. If you have
There
1.7,
are certain things. There are certain things we have not even put into consideration.
mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
example,
yes,
if you still look at the annual investment plan, you will see projects under Prologue. That is money that was given to us
mm-hmm.
as a prize. It was an award from a World Bank sponsored project. 186 million for better administration.
Yes,
Only
yes, yes.
12 councils.
I think
Only
that was
12
one.
councils in the Southwest won the first phase,
We'll
and
talk about that.
16 councils in the Southwest won the second phase. And in the entire country, there are just 64 councils that have benefited from that. So I can still tell you that that is still money we have generated through our own management style. Menji Council used to be 31st on 31st position when it comes to evaluation of performance. From the previous mandate, we were 31st in 2015, we were 31st in 2016. In 2017, they even refused that they will not even participate.
Yeah,
I mean, during when there was no crisis. And then now we have come and we have won 40 million, 60 million, 24 million has been given out already. And there's a project which it's in the days ahead
No,
will be
see, I
kicking
know
in.
that they also gave you guys 3 million too for cleanliness. I will really want,
Yes.
yes, I know I follow up the this thing. I
When
think
you put 60 million, 186 million, and then you add 3 million, you are already on 243 million.
yes, I would really love to know
That has
how.
been generated by the management style of this
Yeah, I
present
know. See,
council.
no, I give you kudo. I give credit. That's why I say you are
So
the
if you
architect.
add it even to our internal revenue sources, you will not be talking about 2%. You will be
No,
talking about
I said two to
even
three percent.
20%.
No, no. Okay, look, but what we really want to see is how that is translated to practice. You see, like I think we've had this conversation privately sometime. We're talking about the face of Menji, the market, the road from Trikona in Chemfem up to Menji, where the road is not clear. And sometime when Benda has been the one helping the community, we really want to see more. I'm not saying the council is not working, but we really want to see a little bit more so that Menji should actually reflect the capital city that we sing on the media every day and night.
Actually, not only Bender, we have been paying people to clear. We have been paying. The 2024 September, we gave monies to all head teachers to clear their schools and even principals to clear their schools.
Mm-hmm.
We have been clearing. We have been doing so much work. When we organize holiday jobs, they do clearing. So we have been doing our best. But we cannot succeed without the population. And when you call them for community work, there are times that they come, there are times that they shy away, or there are times that they are threatened by the people
No,
will
because
threaten them that
I
they
don't
don't
know.
give, they are
No,
not supposed, we are not the ones to give orders of what happens in the subdivision. So it's so frustrating.
because no, I can only speak from what I see because last time there was the repair, the community work at Moonhead. That I think you may have saw the images.
That's
Uh,
just one of
yeah, I
one
mean
of the
it was a
things
community stuff,
they
right?
have done.
The one
Yes, it
that
was a
Bender
community
cleared.
stuff.
Yeah.
Just like Bender still did some work around Befwa, cleared
Mm-hmm.
the palace.
Yeah.
Just like they supported, I remember of Bender. Just like they supported the activities in Chenale and other areas. Yes, they
Yeah.
have been doing a commendable job, but don't forget, we are also doing our best. And when we call, majority of the time they don't come. But there are times that they show up, and you see, the town is, when they show up, you really see how clean the town is.
Yes.
And
No,
there are times that you see even the military, they are the ones doing the clearing.
yes. This thing. Now, let's talk about collaboration with funding organization, especially the Kudu, which is a giant organization. I remember it was June of 2024 when I was with the mayor in Maryland. We discussed when I was doing an interview. He was talking about collaboration and said putting the forces together. That if the Kudu were to buy Caterpillar, at that time they have not bought. He said if they are buying this where they already have a front head loader, they can join forces and do stuff together. I want to ask you, as a deputy mayor, what strategy do you think you are a very good smart strategy thinking from the conversation that people are really following up? What strategy do you think you can work with the Kudu to really foster development in the bank? And the term subdivision as a whole, yeah.
In the entire subdivision, you have Lokudo of Lebang area. You have Eka of Esota area, and you have Njogwi, Njokuda in
Yeah.
Njogwi. And all these development organizations, they have been doing a lot. And although Lokudo took the bold step to acquire those machines, it's not easy to, first of all, acquire them and to even maintain them. We have been working. For one, I will say some things here that most people they they don't they don't have any information about it. I'm sorry if I have to call somebody's name, but the person has to understand that it's for clarification. I need to clear the ideas that people have in their head. There is this solar project. Let me start with that. The head of that project was Dr. Menji, and I'll tell you honestly, I worked with him behind the scenes, and he's a very fine breed of Lebang man. He's very reserved and so on. So you will not hear him saying this or that, but I have to say it for me to clear the air. I gave most of the technical specifications of how or what to be acquired for the area. And when we examine the solar projects, that's myself with him through the various meetings we had online. He told me clearly that, look, if we go by that way, it will be too expensive. I say, yeah. Because there are times that we have gotten information in some platforms that Menji Council bought solar for 2 million or 1.5 million, and Lokudo bought it for for 200,000. Actually, what we have are aluminium poles. And aluminium poles, it depends which one you are buying from. I challenge anyone to go to Kojeni and ask the price of one conical aluminium pole. It's 467,000 just for the pole. If you use better pole, tell me if it's a government contract, how much will it cost that pole? When you're buying from the shop at that amount, and if you have to supply maybe 50 of the poles, how are you transporting it? What's the transportation cost? And before you buy cement, sand, and then you buy the panel, the battery, and so on. So those are the things that we work behind the scenes. And they came out with a more cheaper way to get the iron poles. Iron poles are cheaper, but we cannot use it for security reasons. We cannot even use it. I don't want to say it in the open. For security reasons, we cannot use iron poles. They have decided to use it. Well, maybe someday they will come to understand why we refuse using iron poles. And again, iron poles will get rusted after a while. I'm not saying that those will get rusted because there are also means to protect it from rusting. Secondly, you have the bridge at Lekong. That bridge,
Yeah,
I walked there in Dumwe.
Yes,
That
yes,
bridge,
it's the Kong area. It's the Kong area. You are right. Yeah.
yes, that bridge, I walked so closely with engineer Romanus. I'm not saying things I cannot prove. He is the one that designed that bridge. And I worked so closely with him. I worked so closely with the former President General of Lokudo for us to fit that project. And because we could even fit in that project,
You said
that
the
is
Kudu, you mean
how
the Kudu Cameroon or the Kudu USA?
Lokudo Cameroon.
Okay.
At,
Yeah.
at that time, I also was on phone with the former CEO, Mr. Atem Terence. We're also discussing on the same thing because he wanted a clearance from the council to walk on the road. So the mayor gave me the assignment to ensure, look for a project, look for the council's contribution, do this, do that. I did. I brought it in the executive meeting. We shared, we worked together, and come out with a win-win. We came out with a win-win solution, which was construction of that bridge. But I got it in one platform, one councillor saying, "Oh, you see that bridge? It is my project. It is my this. It is my that." After this, I can send you the screenshot of all the photos and videos and even the design of the project, everything that I did the work in the background and presented to the mayor.
Yeah, but
And the
I think
mayor
on that
studied.
I think on that project, I think on that road project, I think the council itself has not completed part of that mission. I think the pavement set part of that project. I know there was a bridge that was separated, or that I don't know if that bridge was separated from for the initial 1 million that was from that road. That the road was open, then part of it was to carry forward. Uh, then that negotiation started. I have some kind of information, but it was not well coordinated. But I know that for sure because I asked the mayor. I said yes, they will continue with the paving. I don't know up to now. It appeared then when I asked Dr. Joe Fortichang, who was the head of the road project, they said the paving that was supposed to be maybe 800 meters or the 25 meter was done.
Dr. Ennis,
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're only talking about pavement of the road.
No, I'm just saying that part. No, I'm just saying no,
Lokudo had to walk on the road, and
no.
up to
See,
date they have not
no,
completed. They have not completed their part
no,
for the
Doctor.
same reason.
Yeah.
For the
Uh-huh.
same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
Yeah,
let
okay,
me
let me
tell
hear
you
from you.
something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Um, there is a kind of politics going on in. Let me be specific. In Keleba,
Mm-hmm.
the politics, which is divide, weaken, and conquer, or containment,
Mm-hmm.
or suffocation. That is a strategy which some elites have put it to put a nail on any rising politician. Because I will tell you, there was a time in that platform, everybody was saying, "Oh, you see, it is the first deputy mayor that is in charge of all projects. He's the one, he's the one, he's the one. Every little thing, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one."
Mm-hmm.
And even when it comes to attack, you have, I will take time and read one of the attacks. You get it so that you understand what I mean by containment and suffocation. But let me take this particular project in Dongwe. As
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking to you,
Yeah.
it has not been completed. They have not done the backfilling. The light on Kelebang is not showing in Dongwe because maybe Zinken is not linked to it. And because somebody came in that platform and said the contractor is doing a very good job and claimed to have links with the contractor, another politician, and nobody talks about the project. Everybody keeps silent. Till today, they are talking about other projects, other projects, other projects. They are looking for all the links with Zinken. But I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. My problem is, why is the light not shining on that particular project? It's just to tell you that it is not Zinken who is the problem. It is because there are some people who are rising too fast and some people don't want them to rise. I'll read you this message, one of the message in the that was sent in that forum, and I'll call the name of the person to be specific. It's not something I'm making up. Mr. Ivan Gossom. He's there in the US, and he wrote, I think we were informed that all projects in Menji Council are directly under the supervision of one deputy mayor, of the deputy mayor. From my administrative experience, in accordance with parliamentary procedures typical implemented in governance, then the mayor only receives reports about projects from the deputy mayor in charge of projects. So if anyone in the council were to be asked to be given a vote of non-confidence due to non-compliance with executed projects, administratively, it should be the deputy mayor in charge of projects. If we then attempt to skip the mayor, a sort of people will see this as witch hunting because he is not from Lebanon. Even the list of projects we are requesting from the mayor, only the deputy mayor in charge of projects will be the one to provide the most accurate list before the mayor can present to us. The mayor is the supervisory boss, but the head of different committees have adequate knowledge of what goes on in their units of assignment, more than the overall boss. However, some councils are. So you see,
No,
when you get somebody writing like that,
yes, okay. See, I will respond to that a little bit before we continue.
mhm,
I think the first portion of that message, right?
yes,
It is the impression. You may be given a different version, even here at the media, from the definition of the deputy mayor in charge of economic development. When they say economic development, people thought of contract building project. That it is you. No, because I've even reported. No, let's be clear here. I've even reported that it is you who write reports and send to the mayor. Therefore, means that if any project is not going on, I think you remember that at some point during this conversation, I've asked you, have you reported to the mayor that this project has not been completed? You say yes. Oh, I asked you how many times have you? You said several times. I think that first portion is what Mr. Ivan Gossom was referring to. That if there is anything, they should ask you. And I believe that even the bank people have confronted me, and they are saying the same thing. No, let's be very frank here.
Dr. Ernest,
Yeah,
let me explain more.
yeah.
Reception of contracts does not involve any deputy mayor. You have the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
you have the council development officer, you have the council stores accountant, you have the control engineer, and you have min map, and you
Mm-hmm.
have the contractor.
See, this
Sometimes
is
there are five of them, sometimes there are six of them. No deputy.
see,
Even if the mayor is on leave, I don't have a mandate to receive any contract unless there is a decision signed by the SGO.
see,
And he must cite the law before signing that decision.
but this is
I've
what
never received any.
but see, this is the point. To that, remember at some point when all this debate started, when people wanted you to come out and explain, you refuse. You say no, the law does not permit you until I think you send out an audio. Say you can only talk.
Yes, doctor.
No,
Let
look, see.
me let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Don't forget. I'm a politician. Don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in my house and I was reading through all the messages. And I told the mayor, are you aware that they are saying these things about me? He said he's aware that some people have sent it to him. I said, okay, me too, I'm sending it to you. He said, but why are they making up all these stories? I said, well, I will find out. Somebody calls me from Yaoundé. You see, they are saying all these things. We know it's a lie. Don't talk. Just stay quiet. We'll fight their battle. And then I keep quiet. The following day, his own close friend calls me and said, this man is saying that you are not talking because you have stolen, that you are guilty of all what they are saying there. And then I sat down. I said, okay, no problem. But as an administrator, I cannot give out official documents like that on social media.
Mhm.
My head will roll. I must take permission from the boss before I do that. And if he says no, I cannot do it. I now said, okay, you have advice from some other big politicians. They say, don't talk, don't go to Gaza, don't do this, just stay quiet. And when you get that, they are part of that cabal that is struggling to suffocate you. What do? That is how I took them by surprise and sent out that voice. Let me tell you what happened. Most
Mhm.
people don't even know what happened. I was watching closely the day I sent that voice at 8:30 in the evening. When I dropped that voice, three persons commented. I still know their names, but I don't want to call it. One said, the first deputy mayor seems very level headed. That just wait, we'll get back to you. Very level headed and very composed, we'll get back to you. The second person said, all this while we have been waiting for you, you have not, you have refused to come, and now you come and say something which you are not leading us to any direction. The next person said, he has come and spoken like those old administrators, like Agbotabi used to talk in those days, and has not given any headway, talking as if he is bullying people. And it ended like that. The forum, which used to be very vibrant, that you cannot stay even for 10 minutes without receiving about five messages, it went dead from 5 minutes past 9. And only in the morning, the breaking day, at 7 a.m., 5 past 7 Cameroon time, the first message came in. Somebody talking how, you see, you cannot be blaming these people. They were martyrs, they were this, they were that, they fought so hard. And then after that, you see another message coming, a document showing how the council did this, did that, did that. And after that, you see another thing. And then when you put the pieces together, you understand where the problem is coming from. So
Mm.
when I saw that, I said, okay, let them go ahead. That there will
So,
be a time when I will choose to talk. And I'm choosing now.
see, so okay, now talking about communication and sending out some of these things, I just wanted to suggest this to you. The council, with your kind of skill that you have, uh, why have you not thought of developing a website for the or propose to the mayor or to one of the meeting so that maybe some of this project or some of these things could actually be published on the web page so that people can at least see. I'm not saying you put all the details information out there, but at least some of this is that okay, we have our draft budget for this year is this, our revenue is this, these are the major sources, this will be our main project for 2026. Just align some of those things, at least to begin to maybe open up a little bit.
Yes, you are right. But the former executive started something like that. We came, struggled to do it on our own. But when we look at running it and make sure we protect it from hackers and so on, we saw that at that time it will be heavy for us because we had nothing. We had heavy debts that we were supposed to pay, and if we don't pay, they will close our account. So we had to choose our priorities. And later on, the state created a platform where we could develop these things through the state. And we are about 70% gone, which we want to believe before this year or before the end of our mandate, we should all be going through the council website. It
Yeah,
is but normal, even our budget, you see, we do it in the open. We usually publish everything.
Yeah, because
the
with
last
information
speech
thing,
of the budget, which has the
because
summary
sometimes
of
you
it. Yeah.
can, because sometimes some private contractor, indigent from the bank or from within the municipality, can host you a website that with the kind of feature that you want, with some kind of signing contract that this thing will be protected. Nothing can be published on there without approval of the administration and stuff like that. And when anything go there, I mean, I was just saying that these are some of the projects that the council could do to also facilitate communication, because some of the conversation that we're having here, like say, okay, we regenerated this revenue, these are the things that we did, so that it will begin to maybe lessen the tension, then it will attract more collaboration for the community and the people to collaborate, and also help you succeed or work entirely as a whole to promote the development. See, the last thing that I want us to discuss before we go, the election was through. I know we touched this earlier a little bit. The election is coming up very soon. I don't know exactly when. Uh, you are the interim section president for the BLM1. Which means that the list system, that means you play a very major role for the selection of the councillors. Will you sit there and give, I mean, confidence to the people of the subdivision that you really want any councillor to be a true representative of their constituency?
Of course. First, it's good I make this remark. Interim section president of the CPDM. The CPDM is a well organized party, and before you give out certain information, you must have consulted the hierarchy of the party before you say such things. But to my own personal knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
I think that for the best of the subdivision, we will take the true representative of the people.
Yeah, so that I really pray and I wish that should happen, so that some of these headache, I mean, it will also facilitate your work, or if tomorrow you are the mayor or whoever, because when you sit down, you want to leave an office in the better place, so that it will facilitate. Just imagine that as a deputy mayor, you have somebody from Wenchen, somebody from Jensen, somebody everywhere, a true representative, not the current councillor that some are in the US, some live in Yaoundé, some live in Limbe, but all over the place, where you can actually make a phone call or meet in the office or during council session. Someone will actually say, okay, I went there and show you a picture and say, okay, I'm from this place. I had a meeting here and these are the challenges that we are facing. So that you really like reflect.
But
So
Dr.
that
Enes,
even
don't forget, some people are forced to leave out because their houses have been burned down and burned because they choose to be councillors. How do you manage such people? They choose to be councillors when every other person refused. How do you manage such? Maybe you can give me an idea, or you can organize a meeting and then
no, no, no,
people
no,
bring up
no,
ideas so that we use it to apply.
no,
Because
no, no,
imagine,
no,
imagine when you, I'm
Mhm.
saying so because you mentioned Wenchen. That's an area where everybody refused. Everybody that was consulted refused that they don't want to die. Everybody, Wenchen, Sogo,
Mhm.
Takwa, Atonge, it's a zone that has one council. Everybody refused.
No, see, that's
So
true.
now some people accepted and their houses were burnt because they accepted. You
No,
saw the chiefs that voted in the elections in 2020, they were killed because they voted. So it's something which is very challenging. And if we can't guarantee
see,
maximum security, we'll find ourselves making maybe one or two mistakes again.
No, I know. The truth is, no, no, we accept truly that the time you took office in 2018, I mean, it was a very, I mean, 2019, 20, 21, 22, it was a very tough time. Nobody can dispute that, right? But like we said, things are gradually, you talk how you have tried to mitigate in your own way, where sometimes they have even accused you, but we are saying now moving forward, we are now in 2026, with more information circulating, people now understanding the role of the council, what they are trying to do. And I pray that openness continue. I believe if there is that communication, if there's that openness, the tension will reduce. People will get to understand what you are doing. You sat here, you have explained the work that you have done. I don't think people are just giving a deaf ear. When they begin to relay and begin to see it, they'll say, no, it is not what we thought. And by so doing, the tension will reduce. But if we actually get a true representative, there's no doubt about that. If you are the mayor, you'll be able to get information, you'll be able to relay what is going on. Even when they say the project, a contract is going on here, you may not even need to travel there to see. You have a counselor who will give you a true picture of what is happening.
Of course, the mayor cannot be everywhere. If he's in the office, the councillor should be in the constituency to give him feedback. It's same with a member of parliament. He cannot be in the entire division.
Mhm.
And if he has an office in Yaoundé, in the parliament, he needs report just from the community. And the right one, not biased reports.
Yeah. And I think it also go with the decentralization law of taking the government to the local people. That means government trying, because like the council is like you are the government of the local people. That's why the
The
ministry
local
send all this
government.
budget, the local government, so that you
Mhm.
should be able to manage this project around for the development of the community. Z,
But
uh,
let
yeah, go
me
ahead.
let me also make this comment.
Yeah,
Like you said, they send budget. It is not cash that is sent to Menji Council to manage. There is no cash that we have received to manage, except monies that the member of parliament has given us to clear Menji, has given us to, to for back to school and so on. That is what we have received as external support, like physical cash.
cash, yeah.
But what the government is sending, it is not physical
Credit.
cash. Because at one moment, some people were saying, "Oh, they have given 100 million. They have given the money to this man. He's building his house." No, the
No, I think
council is well. The council is well structured. He has a treasurer. He has a chief of expenditure. He has a finance officer, and he has a finance controller who doubles as the treasurer. The executive cannot be the one spending money without these people, and that concerns only expenditures below 500,000 francs. Anything above is a contract. That is the law of the state.
no, no.
And they
I
give it to
think
contractors
no, no, I think people
and
have,
they,
no, thank you for airing that out. I think people have understood the process of awarding contract. That it's a credit line. You take document,
Mhm.
the contractor has a certain percentage, you do the work, you get the money, you go to the treasury, maybe either in
Yeah.
Boya or in Menji and get paid and stuff like that. But that notwithstanding, it has to be a monitoring system. It's monitored somehow, the money will definitely come. But what we are trying to echo here is that,
Of course. You
yeah.
see, there are projects that, for example, when we took up office, we had some cash of uncompleted projects that was blocked in the treasury account because we wrote that this project has not been completed and the cash was blocked. And until that project was completed, that is when the cash was released. And you also have projects, if abandoned and it's 60%, they pay you 60%, they don't pay you all. If they go ahead and pay you all, those who paid, they are in trouble. So it is not as if When they say this project has been abandoned, it means they have just collected the entire sum. I don't know. Maybe some contractors may have their way, but I don't know. I don't know any.
No,
But
I think, yeah, I think many people have echoed that. I think I've had several conversations on the same platform on how contracting, even the honorable parliamentarian has explained, the Lord Mayor has explained, you have explained it the third time. I think even some other people too, like engineers, that are familiar with the process have also explained. So at least in the last comment before we'll end the session.
mhm. We have other giant projects like the market,
Mm-hmm.
which we are starting with the first phase. Let me just flash you.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, bring it closer. Let me see. Oh, whoa, wait.
wait,
Mhm. Oh, yeah. I try to. Yes. Up a little bit. Up again. I try to,
wait.
yeah, I try to get it. Yeah.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we that is just the first phase, and we are going to do about three phases like that. And we also have the grandstand, the modern grandstand, which we are working on getting the funding, which we have a hall, the grandstand with a hall
Mm-hmm.
at the basement, a banquet hall.
And probably like changing room or like toilet, or do you design in such a way I can have
Everything,
to, yeah.
every they can host an occasion there with modern toilets and kitchens and so on.
Yeah, even when the player would want to go and play, perform or anything, you go down there, you can change and come on and stuff like that.
Yeah, but this one will not be on the field; it will be on the main road. So that on the field will remain.
Yes, on the main road where they can do the parade, march parade and cultural
Yeah,
event where they shouldn't be done in the field. Yes, and get
yeah.
what like downtown down Beach Limbe, where you have where they usually
Mm.
do stuff.
Yeah, and again, we have other lofty projects. We are working on setting up an amusement park, and we are also working on still on that our cassava processing unit, and there are other health and educational projects which we are making sure we give the right report to the state, but it's still very challenging because our people are not there to even, for example, the schools are still lacking. They have very, you come to a school, you have about uh, 10, 15 pupils, you have about 30 students, and you expect all the teachers of those subjects to be around. The Minister of Secondary Education will tell you that no, there are other schools with thousands and they need those teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So it is for us to see how we put our heads together and ensure that our children come back and they go to our schools. And that is why you see this year we have budgeted more on the schools. And we are hoping
Yeah,
that, like the SDO said in the last council session, that they will see the few teachers that are still in some schools around the subdivision, they will maybe redeploy them to the functional schools. So with all that, we are doing our best amidst the insecurity, and we only call on the people and call on those who are still there with their guns that we remain open, and they are still our brothers. We are ready to welcome them back home. They should put down their weapons. We are pleading. We are not commanding them. We are only pleading that they should put down their weapons and join us. Let's live like normal persons.
yeah. Z, I want to thank you so much for taking this time. I mean, I think we have spent almost 2 hours. It's longer than what we expected. At least for having the
Wow.
energy to sit here and answer all these questions. Like I said, it is very important that we keep the communication open. Just try your best. Communicate to the people whatever they are doing. Not everybody will abide to you 100%. Just like we in the media will have criticism. Some people don't like us. Even at the council that we were invited, some people stood there and said to our reporter that they don't like this media. Yeah, the information got to me. Whatever it is, we are just doing our own job on our own end.
Dr. Enes,
Yeah,
Dr. Enes, it's been
yes.
normal. Even children from the same mother, they fight. What more of people you meet on the street? So it's been normal.
Yeah. Again, I want to thank you so much for the time. Let me stop the streaming. Dear viewers, we want to thank the first deputy mayor of Menji Municipal Council, who has taken the time to come here and explain to us the challenges, the successes, and the things that they are hoping to do in 2026. We wish them good luck, and we'll ask them to remain open for accountability and transparency, and the community to work together with the community so that they can together foster the development in the subdivision. Again, we want to thank you.